Jacob is full of this kind of thing. He's the preeminent Bible character for teaching us how to fight the fight of faith.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
It is still morning here while we record.
Yes. Yes, we are recording this in that gap that lands between Christmas and New Year's, 2023. That's
yes.
where we are.
Coming to the end of the year.
Yes.
And the middle of the book of Genesis.
And the middle of the book of Genesis.
Yes. So welcome back to the Chinook podcast, everyone. This is a delight to have these conversations. And yeah, we're in Genesis again.
Yes.
Our brief overview of Genesis.
Right.
Is this episode 5 or 6?
Mm-hmm.
This is part 6.
This is part
in
6.
Genesis?
No, this might be part 5.
I think it's part
Genesis.
5.
5?
Yeah.
5 or 6?
I think
it's
it is.
5.
5? Okay. We will agree on 5 and then we'll look at the actual...
Yes.
Yeah, the episode
you can
later.
measure us against that later if you like.
Yeah, we may not be able to count.
Right. We are... I'm Jamie Souls. I'm here with Brad Donovan. I'm here with Nathan Zekveld. We are doing the Chinook podcast, and we have been working our way through Genesis. So,
And we like talking, so...
yeah, what the wonderful thing about this particular format is that the three of us get to sit down around a table and chat.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
I love long form podcast format. This is great.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, we figure if what's that that guy who's a Navy SEAL? Oh yeah, if Jocko Willett can do 4-hour podcasts, then we can do 1-hour podcasts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
I actually was I was listening to the Sean Ryan show. He's one of my favorite interviewers in the podcast realm. I've been listening to him since he came out with his first episode, and he's got a couple that are 6 hours.
Oh
wow!
Yeah, and he just puts them out there. Not a part 1, part 2. Sometimes he's got a part 1, part 2.
Right.
But sometimes it's just 6 hours.
So he just interviews people
Yes.
and just talks and talks and talks and talks and talks.
Yeah, he asks questions like, where were you born? Where did you grow up? Describe your family, and then let's go. And then they follow a guy's biography right up to the present moment. And
that's amazing.
And he's got a wide variety. Some of his guests, it's like, I'm not going to listen to somebody talk about UFOs, but if we're talking about, something else that I find interesting, I'll listen to that.
Yes, I do find myself personally intimidated by like a 3 or 4 hour podcast. Maybe it's just a hitch I need to get over or something.
I don't listen to them in 3-hour bites.
Okay.
Like a 3
Because you listen to them when you can, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you
So-
pick up the conversation later.
Yeah, I just pick up the conversation. It's like, I listen to podcasts the way I read books.
Okay.
I put a bookmark in it, put it back on the shelf, pick it up later.
Okay.
Speaking of books, book recommendation.
Speaking of books, let's talk about books. What do you have, Brad?
I have Millennium by Tom Holland. Tom Holland's an interesting cat. I think he's saved now, apparently. But when he wrote the book, he wasn't.
Right.
And he wrote a couple of books, including Millennium, where he's talking about basically medieval Christendom.
Okay.
Millennium has to deal more exactly with that time around 1000 AD. So about 1,000 years ago, there was a lot of millenarianism floating around.
Yeah, the expectation of the end.
Yes. The apocalypse was upon us.
Right.
And as you can tell by looking at your calendar, they were wrong.
They were
so the apocalypse didn't happen, but there was a lot of that millenarianism was bound up in popular holiness movements that weren't being driven so much by the church hierarchy, but they were grassroots, especially in Germany, which had later bearing in the Reformation. But also there was the whole idea that when the Holy Roman Emperor Barbarossa gets to the Holy Land and takes it from the Saracen, he's going to take his crown off his head and he's going to lay it down on the altar of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, and then heaven will heaven and earth shall combine somehow.
Right.
Because the incarnation of Christ wasn't enough of a combination. And then we're going to have the apocalypse. And he made it to Jerusalem in a pickle barrel because he was dead.
Right.
Died in a flood, which is a funny thing. Just a river flood, but not like a worldwide flood. Anyway, so it didn't happen. But Tom Holland kind of tracks through those waters. It's a very entertaining and engaging read. He's a very engaging writer, but interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have a book lined up?
Yes.
Nathan?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So, but the book I'm introducing today is it's called "The Doctrine of the Lesser Magistrates: A Proper Resistance to Tyranny and a Repudiation of Unlimited Obedience to Civil Government," and it was written in 2013 by Matthew Trewhella. So basically, what he does in this book is he covers the historic Christian doctrine of the lesser magistrate. But he also grounds it in, apparently there's a lot of evidence for this this understanding that the lesser magistrate can resist the higher magistrate, not just in Christian history, but throughout history in general. So he mentions just like a couple references to Roman history and stuff like that.
Interesting.
So
right.
Yeah,
So
really
the lesser magistrate being the proper means through which to go if you need to resist authority from on high.
Yeah.
Like
an imperial.
recruit your sheriff or
Right.
that kind of thing.
Yeah. So for all the guys in Alberta who are listening to this would look like currently Danielle Smith resisting Justin Trudeau's policies on oil and gas.
Right.
Yep.
And she has a lawful right as well as duty to
do so.
resist idiotic policies from the Trudeau government.
Yes.
Yes.
And Christians have to believe that and have to teach that.
Yep.
Otherwise, we're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he's got a lot of idiotic policies.
So
Yeah.
anyway, this is a good book for you to read if you want a rationale for why you believe that.
Okay.
Excellent.
The book I'm recommending today is called The Diary of a Country Priest by George Bernanos. It's a novel written, I think, in 1937. It was written in 1937. But it's a novel of a priest in rural France, just going through the various different things that he goes. He's the only priest in his town. He's not very good at taking care of himself, and so he's actually dying of consumption. All through this book, that is kind of a specter hanging over it. It was a wonderfully written book. I really do recommend it. I read this probably 15 or 18 years ago, but it was a really good read that it enables you to think deeply about things. So, The Diary of a Country Priest by George Bernanos.
Okay.
Nice.
That looks like a good book to read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So Genesis.
We are in Genesis. We've gone quite a good ways in Genesis, and as we originally started out to do a broad overview, we found that our plane doesn't fly that high, and we keep getting our wheels keep hitting the tops of the trees.
It's like Icarus with his melting wings.
Yes, we find it hard to gain altitude.
Yeah.
But we do need to keep altitude in mind. It seems to me like I think we got as far as the episode of Jacob claiming to be Esau before Isaac, and that whole system and what happened, right? That's as far as we got last time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then because we've got Esau with the he goes out to hunt the
Goes
game,
out to hunt game.
and then he comes back and there's no blessing.
Right.
Not for him.
Yeah. He missed.
Yep.
He missed the boat because Rebecca was on the ball.
Yep. And so we've got a bit of a blessing for Esau that we didn't really cover. It's like I don't know. Is this a blessing? Behold, away from the fatness of the earth shall your dwelling be.
It doesn't seem like a blessing.
Yeah, and away from the dew of the heaven on high, it's not much of a blessing. By your sword you shall live. That's interesting because if you live by the sword, you die by the sword is a principle we find that Jesus teaches us in the Gospels. It's very interesting that here, by your sword you shall live. It's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is I think Esau understands this is not a comfortable thing.
That's interesting because Esau later goes up into Mount Seir. He moves away
does.
from the Isaac's holdings. He moves away from that because it all belongs to Jacob now. And he moves away into Mount Seir. Well, we've heard of Mount Seir before because Mount Seir has been the home of giants and such.
And he takes
but
it out.
Esau takes up residence in this place. And maybe that's part of his business of living by the sword is actually taking and subduing this place.
Yep.
By the time Jacob comes back and meets him, he seems to be set out there, and he says to Jacob, "Well, what's the meaning of all this stuff you were sending me? I've got lots of stuff."
Yeah, I don't need that stuff.
Yeah.
I got my own stuff. Yeah, Esau becomes a powerful warlord in his own right. But verse 41, now Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing with which his father had blessed him. So now Esau said to himself, the days of mourning for my father are approaching. Okay, so he's basically looking forward to Isaac's death so that he can kill his brother.
Yes.
I will kill my brother Jacob.
Yeah.
So he's planning to become a Cain.
Yes, and he's doing it out loud too.
Yeah. Yeah, he said this. So he's breathing threats.
Yes, and Rebecca, who hears and sees all in the camp.
Yeah, she had a good network.
She did have a good network.
Maybe we should study her human intelligence gathering methods.
Okay, so she
Some
comes
servant.
to Isaac. Comes to Isaac, and like a good wife who doesn't want to lead herself, but does want the direction that she's aiming to be followed.
Right.
Frames a question in Isaac's ears that makes it become Isaac's decision to do this.
She's very shrewd.
Yes, she's shrewd.
She's a good wife.
Says, I loathe my life because of the Hittite women. If Jacob marries one of the Hittite women like these, one of the women of the land, what good will my life be to me?
Yep.
She
so
says,
which Hittite women are we talking about?
that be Esau's wives.
Yeah.
I loathe my life. Oh, that's marvelous.
So right after that,
Very dramatic.
Yes.
Isaac called Jacob and blessed him and directed him, saying, you must not take a wife from the Canaanite women. Arise, go to Paddan Aram to the house of Bethuel, the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, and take as your wife from there one of the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother.
So he knows Laban's got daughters.
He does.
Maybe
Or-
they wrote letters.
Descendants,
It's
maybe.
like pigeons.
So maybe there is some
Some correspondence, maybe.
correspondence. Well, where was it that we heard about Nahor?
Right.
Where
yeah.
did Abe hear about that? About how Nahor also had a whole bunch of
Exactly.
kids.
Because he sent his servant up there. Yeah. Was that chapter 25? Here's a question. We're gonna backtrack slightly.
yes.
Just because. It's our podcast. We can do
Yeah,
that.
it's in chapter 22. Chapter 22, verse 20. Now, after these things, it was told to Abram, behold, Milcah also has borne children to your brother Nahor, Uz and Buz, his brother. What a great pair.
Uz and Buz,
Uz and Buz, his brother. Kemuel, Chesed, Hazo, Pildash, Jidlaph, and Bethuel. And Bethuel fathered Rebekah.
So Bethuel's the
Okay.
youngest.
Right.
If that's
so,
in order. Yeah.
So there is some knowledge of what's going on back there.
Yeah.
Some news has come to him. Whether news has gone back, well, it probably has. There's probably been an exchange of
There would be traders moving back and forth.
yeah. Who would know? Okay, so there's a bit of concourse then.
Right. But we do know that the Hittite women would just make Rebecca's life unbearable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're told that they were bitterness of heart to her and to Isaac.
Yeah.
We're told that.
Yeah.
And so when Rebecca posits this to her husband Isaac,
It's an easy sell.
it's an easy sell.
Yep. So then he says, God Almighty bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you. So that's the command from the first part of Genesis as a blessing.
Yes. This is where Isaac actually gives Jacob the Abrahamic
Yep.
blessing.
Yeah.
Okay, that didn't happen in that earlier one. That earlier one was all, here's what I'm giving to you, Esau. Well, he intended to give to Esau, but it all wound up being given to Jacob. Mm-hmm. But here is where he actually gives him the Abrahamic blessing.
Yeah. In verse 4.
May he give the blessing of Abraham to you and to your offspring with you, that you may take possession of the land of your sojournings that God gave to Abraham.
So here Isaac's gone from trying to give this to Esau, right, in the previous chapter.
Yeah.
Now he's just giving it to Jacob.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's had a repentance.
And it's a week later. Like, it's not very long later.
No, not very long at
It's
all.
really, really close. And so if Isaac is still harboring in his heart anger with Jacob for this,
It doesn't show up.
you don't see it.
Yep.
Which really tells me that there was repentance that took place on Isaac's part. You know, when it says, when Esau comes in to talk to him, and it says that Isaac trembled greatly.
Yep.
Well, I wonder if that was not just the moment when he realized that all his plots were revealed to God,
Yep.
and that they'd been thwarted, and he at last gave in
Yep.
and agreed with God.
Thus Isaac sent Jacob away. Mm-hmm. So now he goes north to Paddan Aram, and he goes and he finds Laban, the son of Bethuel, the Aramean, the brother of Rebekah, Jacob, and Esau's mother. So he finds the people he's looking for.
Okay, before he gets there, though,
What happens?
he has this dream. Remember the dream?
Yes.
The dream of Jacob,
Yes.
where he goes to sleep at a certain place. It says that the place's name was Luz. It was a city named Luz, but he renamed it Bethel. I doubt if the people of the city renamed it Bethel. Later on, they probably did.
Oh, they didn't have a choice later
They
on.
didn't have a choice later on. But he has this dream about the ladder
Jacob's ladder.
ascending into heaven and down to the earth, and the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. It must have been a wide ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like a man ladder.
No, but it is, it's not, and it's certainly not anything I've ever used to get on my roof. I do wonder about this ascending and descending. They're moving in both directions.
Yeah.
I think that there is significance there, but I'm not certain what that significance is.
I think it's an expression of the communion between heaven and earth.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm thinking in those terms as well because it's the Christmas season, right? So we're all thinking about incarnation, about the union of heaven and earth in the person of Jesus.
There's also a very interesting feature in this. Everywhere in Genesis, everywhere, whenever a man goes east, he's leaving the presence of God or of God's man.
Right.
Except here.
Yeah, because God
It's interesting.
goes...
Jacob is going east, and God comes to him in this vision or in this dream and says, I will be with you wherever you go.
Yeah.
So Jacob is leaving the land, but God is going with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's also repeating everything that he promised to Abraham.
Yeah.
Just like Isaac just blessed him, God's repeating and confirming. So by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses shall a matter be established. Here's your second witness.
Yeah, so what we're really seeing here is God cutting his covenant or forming his covenant with Jacob, specifically as an individual, separate from his father.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, for I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you.
Right. You know, it says here in verse 20 that Jacob made a vow saying, if God will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go and will give me bread to eat and clothing to wear so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then the Lord shall be my God, and this stone which I have set up for a pillar shall be God's house, and of all that you give me, I will give a full tenth to you. Now, I've seen so many interpreters look at this and say, well, here's where Jacob got saved, or where he got,
Right.
you know, he wasn't before, obviously. You look back and he's a cheater, they say, and he's a liar, they say.
Yes.
But
it says before that he was a perfect man.
It does say that long before that.
What?
So
And see, that's what people don't understand about the life of walking and talking with God.
Yeah.
Is that God successively reveals himself to people over a lifetime. And it's the same with like you or me. Over our lifetime, we grow in our knowledge of the Lord, and there's certain places where God really steps in and shows us who he is.
Yeah.
that is so. That's the way it works.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that this is where Jacob suddenly gets himself
No.
Wait,
some Holy Spirit religion here.
It's the modern evangelical who's looking for the moment of conversion.
Yeah, it is.
It's the Baptist.
Yeah.
It's the Baptist looking at this passage.
Yeah.
It couldn't possibly be that God had Jacob in his mind like when he was born.
Yeah.
and that the words spoken over him when he was born had anything to do with this.
No, not at all.
No, it has to do with his personal conversion.
Yep.
No.
But
this is not Jacob's conversion.
This is the first time Jacob makes an altar. Just like Grandpa Abe.
Yeah.
And even Isaac. This is the first time he's making an altar.
Interesting. He's taken the Abrahamic blessing.
Yeah.
And now he goes and he makes an altar.
And it's interesting, too, when you look at the laws regarding altars in Leviticus, or was it Numbers? What were the things you were not allowed to do with an altar?
Cut it with a tool.
You couldn't cut it with a tool, and it couldn't be like raised so that you had to walk up it.
Right.
So that you would uncover, your nakedness would be uncovered before the Lord.
Right.
So it had to be ground level. A lot of people don't pay attention to these things, but that's exactly what he does here. He takes a stone, puts it right there on the ground, consecrates it with oil.
Okay. Now, how big of a man was Jacob?
Well,
Taking one of the stones of the place, he put it under his head and lay down in that place to sleep. And then later he takes that pillar and he sets it up and everybody remembers it.
yeah, and it's still there later. Like,
A stone?
oh yeah,
A stone?
it's not a pebble. I'm not taking this.
Stone?
Pebble would really hurt to sleep on.
Yeah, I think
It's got to be at least the size of a head.
It's got yeah, or else Jacob
bigger.
needs to be a really big guy.
well, judging from events that happen later, like where he gets into a jujitsu match with God all night,
Right.
Yeah, at the age of 7, I think he's a torquey fella.
Yeah, he's older by then.
Yeah, he is. But he can wrestle all night, which is a thing I can't even do, and I'm only 38. So, but he sets up this this stone, and this is the first time I think we see oil being used in this.
Oh yeah,
That's a feature in the Levitical law. Oil was
He set
used.
up a pillar and poured oil on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Leviticus 8:10-11, Moses takes the anointing oil.
Yes.
Yeah, Numbers 7 verse 1. It's another example of oil.
Yeah. But I think this is the first time oil's used.
I think so.
And oil usually, typologically, is understood in some way refer to the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
But I find that interesting. But then we also have the full tenth. And I will give a full tenth.
Right.
That's the tithe passage.
Yes. So there's a whole bunch of things. Even here in this story, we're 28 chapters in to Genesis, but God is setting templates all the way through here. Things that get copied later, things that get referred to later.
Yeah.
We'll run across lots and lots of those things where this part of the story is the reference that is being referred to later on. That points back, and we're supposed to consider this when we're thinking about that.
So Jacob is a foundational character,
Yeah.
just like his rock altar.
Yes.
Foundational. So he goes
Here he goes.
to
He's
the land of
headed
East.
off to the people of the East. He discovers the family that he's looking for.
Yeah. But he discovers a well in the field. So what should we expect when we see a well? You wrote a song about it.
Yeah. There's there are things that you find at wells. Have we seen wells before?
We have.
We have.
Yes, we have.
We've seen wells that Abraham dug and that Isaac dug, and that the Philistines filled in. But here we've got a well, and
You got another large stone.
a large stone.
Yeah.
Well, and where did Isaac meet Rebecca? It was at a well.
That's where Abraham's servant met Rebecca.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Abraham's
Of
servant,
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So that story was a well story. He goes to a well, meets the girl that he came for.
Yep.
Okay. That happens here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jacob comes to this well, meets the girl that he came for.
Yep. He's got to remove the stone from across the mouth.
Removing the stone from the mouth of the cave. That rings a deep bell to Christians, doesn't it?
Yeah. What should that remind us of?
Remember? That tomb.
That tomb.
That tomb in the end of the Gospels,
Yes.
where the stone was rolled away from the tomb. We should look at that
Yep.
as we're reading and think, oh, Isaac. Oh, Jacob. Oh, Abraham.
Yep.
Okay? Because these things are informing that one,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. So you got three flocks of sheep, and then the shepherds would roll the stone back and forth. But Jacob, he does this, but he asks, "Where are you from?" "We're from Haran," and he's like, "Oh, do you know Laban?" "Yeah, we know him."
Yeah. Was it, oh, yeah, we know him? Or, oh, yeah, we know him.
Judging from Laban's behavior, I think it might have been the latter.
Anyways, well, here's his daughter Rachel is coming with the sheep. Now, here she comes. She's a shepherdess.
Yes.
A shepherdess. Looking after the sheep. Is that the first time there's a lady looking after sheep?
I think so.
I think so.
I think so.
I think so. It does come up later again. Moses, when he goes out into the wilderness, meets Zipporah and her sisters at
At a what?
At a
Where?
well.
At a well. Oh, there we go. So,
yes, and he rolls away a stone.
so gentle listener, when you encounter a bride, a potential bride at a well, we are talking about a wedding.
Yes, those things are connected.
Yeah, and here it's funny. The shepherds are like, we can't take care of this stone in the mouth of the well until all of the flocks are together, presumably to get all of the shepherds together,
Right.
so that all of us can move this stone. And Jacob just walks over. He sees her. He's like, oh.
Suddenly, he's a whole lot stronger.
Yeah. he just walks over. Now, this is funny, okay? Like, this high romance, okay? Just, you should maybe, imagine a Sergio Leone soundtrack, with the rolling tumbleweed, right?
Okay.
And then this big old dude just walks over. He doesn't say much. He walks over, moves the stone, waters the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and wept aloud. Okay, so if you're Rachel, what are you? You're like, what? This guy waters the sheep. Okay, good. Grabs a kiss and starts bawling.
That is a weird scene.
This is a very weird scene.
Yes, and I'm afraid we have to weirden it even more.
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdness in Genesis 29.
Yes, how old is Rachel? Here,
She is Laban's daughter, who is
Laban's
Bethuel's,
younger daughter.
yeah, who's Bethuel's son,
Yeah,
and Bethuel's the youngest son of Nahor.
Laban is the older brother of Rebekah.
Yeah,
Rebekah is Jacob's mother.
yeah. So this is his niece.
No, this is Laban's daughter.
Laban's daughter, right?
Laban's daughter. So Laban is an old man
Yep.
by now, but he's still got relatively young
Yep. Daughter.
daughters.
Yeah.
Okay, something that you can track out. That's a fruitful line of inquiry is thinking about how women bear children. What sort of age is a woman when she's bearing children?
Right.
We tend to think, as we think back into Genesis, well, it must have been a great extended long time.
Right, because
which
Sarah
it was
90.
before the flood.
Yeah.
But Sarah, when we first meet Sarah, she's 65 years old, and when we first meet her, we discover that she's barren.
Yeah.
We discover that she has
Already.
no children, and that it's long past the time when she's able to bear children. She's 65.
Yeah.
When we meet her first.
Which
So,
that's, that's very similar.
that
to,
sounds modern.
That
to
sounds
me.
very modern. Yeah. That's very similar. So probably that 18 to 30-ish.
Or 18 to 40-ish. 40-ish
Somewhere
is
in there.
being the upper range, right?
Yep.
So if that's the case, Rachel is very likely on the sunny side of 15
Yep. Somewhere between 15 and 20.
or younger.
Yeah.
Like she might be 13 or 14.
Yeah.
She's not all that old. And remember that Jacob is.
Right.
Jacob is 77 years old at this point.
Yeah, we warned you that this was weird.
Yeah, there you go. There, when I said this gets weirder, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, this is weird. So now he informs Rachel, "I'm your dad's kinsman." Again, that's weird. This is sort of like Tennessee. She runs and tells her father. As soon as Laban hears the news about Jacob, his sister's son, he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him into the house. So he runs.
Laban ran.
Laban ran.
This is a characteristic of the family. Rebecca ran everywhere she
ran.
went.
Yes,
And here Laban does too.
This is interesting.
They're runners.
They are, but men typically don't run, right, to do a thing. It's not very dignified.
No.
Unless it's a battle.
Yeah, you run away from your enemy or towards him, but you don't typically run places. You walk. You see in the parable of the prodigal son, the father runs to his son. It's a similar scene almost, right? There's except it's not a son in this case.
Right.
There's a love.
There is a love there,
Right.
right, of some sort. Now, I think it's colored by what happens later.
Right.
Yep.
So he brings him into the house. Jacob tells Laban everything. And Laban says, "Surely you are my bone and my flesh," which is very weird because I'm thinking of,
Bone by bone and flesh of my flesh.
yeah, I'm thinking about Adam and Eve when he says that.
Yeah.
I'm like, weird.
Well, that
Laban, did you read the story? You just called him your wife. I don't know. I don't know. But no, I'm joking. So, yeah. And then he stays with him a month. All right. So a month.
Right.
At the end of the month, Laban says to Jacob, "Because you are my kinsman, should you therefore serve me for nothing? Tell me what your wages should be." So now this gets weird.
Okay.
Okay. Much weirder. Now, Laban had 2 daughters. That's the very next statement. So now, what's going on?
Well, there's a rivalry thing going on here that really blossoms later.
Yep. You've got the older and the younger.
The older and younger thing that's going on,
Yep.
where the older gets passed over in favor of the younger.
Verse 17, this one kills me. Leah's eyes were weak, but Rachel was beautiful in form and appearance.
His eyes were weak.
So does this mean that she had bad eyesight, or does this mean she was hard on the eyes?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
But And then Jacob loved Rachel, and he said, I will serve 7 years for your younger daughter, Rachel.
So this is weird because Rebecca right away goes to marry Isaac.
Yeah.
Why does Jacob have to serve 7 years, and why is he so willing to serve 7 years?
Well, he knows that it's a poisonous atmosphere back home.
yeah,
Oh,
He doesn't want to run over and
That's
get a
right,
wife
yeah.
and then run right back into the arms of an angry Esau.
this
Yeah.
is true. He does.
Yeah,
He's kind of
right.
stuck. He is.
Yeah, he's expecting to stay there for a while.
So it's a place for him to hang out.
Yeah, in fact, Rebecca told him,
Go.
remember? Rebecca told him, go until Esau's anger abates. I'll send word.
Yep. And he's not got that word yet. He's been there a month.
Right.
But there's a couple of things here that I look at and I'm just shaking my head. And the first being that Laban is willing to negotiate with his daughters as if they are wages. That just blows my mind in so many directions. It's like, what is wrong with you, bud?
They're an asset to the farm.
Yeah. That just doesn't make any sense to me. But it
He
again,
doesn't seem like a super honorable guy.
no, he does, especially because what's going on with the statement in verse 19. Laban said, "It is so." Jacob said, "Look, I'll go for Rachel." And Laban says, "It is better that I give her to you than I should give her to any other man. Stay with me." So Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed to him but a few days because of the love he had for her. So,
Okay, so it was really Jacob's idea, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
it was.
to work for Rachel's hand.
Yeah, and it's
Laban just asked him, "Well, what'll your wages be?"
and he names
And that's
Rachel.
what he names.
Yeah, he names Rachel, and Laban's like, "Yeah, okay, that works." So 7 years also gives her time to grow up.
Right.
into
He gives her
being a
time
woman.
to grow up, and it gives Laban lots of
Lots of money.
labor from a guy who really knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Jacob.
Jacob is not. He's not this. He's not a frat boy coming out of college,
No.
going to work on a farm, and he's lived in the city all his life. That's not him.
No,
he's
this is true.
been in charge of a huge amount of stuff
And
back
Laban
home
knows
for a
that.
long time.
Yeah.
and that becomes really clear to Laban early on.
Yeah,
This guy is worth his weight in gold.
he's making me rich. In fact, that comes up later.
Yeah.
his Laban's sons are like, well, we didn't make Dad rich, but this man did.
Yeah.
Right, like, and there's a lot of bitterness there. So, but 7 years seemed like a few days for him.
Because he was old.
Yeah, he was in love.
He was in love. Yeah.
It was love, but it was
Right.
old love.
Well, no. See, I'm thinking about this. You know, I'm 58 years old.
Right.
A year goes by way faster than it did when I was like 6.
Oh, huh,
I was
yeah.
like 6. The year took forever
A day
to
took
go
forever.
past.
Yeah. Well,
But now it's by in a flash, right?
and that's probably because each moment of your life is a smaller percentage of your
Yes,
life.
it's just a little percentage of my life when I'm older
Yeah.
than it is when I'm younger,
Yeah.
and so I get it.
Yeah,
I get it when he says, you know, it seemed like nothing to him.
Well, when I
Seven
look back
years.
7 years ago, right, I was just starting working for my current employer.
Right?
Like, ooh, big deal. This is my third career. You know, yeah. It's funny. So he serves 7 years, and then Jacob goes to Laban. So we between verse 20 and 21, we've got 7 years.
Yeah.
Then Jacob says to Laban, "Give me my wife, that I may go into her, for my time is completed." So this 7 years is up. And then Laban gathers together all the people of the place, makes a feast. But in the evening, he took his daughter Leah and brought her to Jacob, and he went into her. So he played a little swapperoo.
And it must have been dark,
It must have been dark, and I bet you there was some alcohol involved.
and they were probably the same size.
Yeah.
These two.
Yeah, they're sisters. So clearly Jacob is deceived.
Yeah. Jacob is 84 years old when this happens.
Yeah. He said, "Why then have you deceived me?" It's very interesting because Jacob and Esau, they did the swap on Isaac for the sake of the blessing.
Right?
And now we've got Laban doing something similar to Jacob. But in the end, Jacob winds up with everything. At the moment, Jacob's like, "You deceived me."
Right.
I think Laban
Who was with Jacob?
yeah.
Who is with him?
Who is with him?
God is with him.
God is with him, yeah.
God promised he would be with Jacob
Everywhere he went. Yeah. So Jacob isn't, I don't believe he's at fault here. I think clearly Laban is. But Laban's wickedness means that Jacob winds up with both daughters and a nation and a substantial portion of Laban's wealth. It's interesting to me that Abram goes into Egypt, comes out with tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He comes out with tons of stuff from Abimelech.
Yeah.
Isaac, same story.
Yeah.
Now Jacob,
Jacob does the same
does
thing.
the same
In
thing.
the other direction.
yeah, coming south and west.
Yeah. He goes to Paddan Aram and he comes back rich.
Yes. You should not try to
I
mess
never
with.
noticed that.
Yeah, you shouldn't be messing with the patriarchs. It just seems to me like it's bad for your money.
Yeah, they keep on walking away with the wealth of the nations.
Yeah. So what does that say about the church?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what else in this episode
Okay.
can we speak of?
So let's talk about logistics here for just a moment. Leah is given in place of Rachel.
Yeah.
Jacob protests.
Yep. So, yeah.
Laban says, "Well, it's not our custom." Blah blah blah. That was the very thing that Jacob was fighting against with his dad.
Yep.
Was his dad
custom.
Insisting on that particular custom, right? That the older is first, right? God's way seems to have the second one first.
Yeah.
And so here's a reversion to an older, not Christian way, I guess.
Yeah.
So Rachel is given to him after a week.
Yeah.
So he's only been with Leah a week. It's not a week of years. It's not a long, long time.
It's a week.
It's a week.
Yeah.
Okay. Rachel is also given to him. So both daughters
Yep.
are given to Jacob as wife.
Yep.
I really think that took Jacob and knocked him for a loop for a long time because Jacob was not looking for wives. Jacob was looking for a wife.
Yep. And now he's got two.
And now he's got two.
Yeah.
And it was foisted upon him.
Yeah.
It wasn't that he went out and got two.
Yeah.
It was that this is foisted upon him. And not only that, but lo and behold, they're sisters.
Yeah. And which one bears him children right away? Like,
And why?
yeah. When the Lord saw that Leah was hated,
Yes.
it's like, why is God taking her side? Nobody's
This
answered
is such
it.
a great
Oh,
story.
I know. Yeah.
Well, and I think another important thing to look at is who does the promised son come through?
Yeah,
It comes
Judah.
through Leah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Judah comes through Leah.
It does.
And Joseph obviously plays a huge role in the Bible, and he's a son of Rachel.
Yep.
But
Yeah. The Christ comes through Judah, through Leah.
yeah,
Through Leah.
Rachel is not a mother of Christ.
Yep. When the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb. It's like, what?
Yes. Okay, now Jacob's second group of 7 years takes place here.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay? So he gets the two brides. He's 84 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Leah starts bearing right away. Rachel doesn't.
Yeah.
Rachel is barren.
Yeah. And that,
It says that right there in verse 31. Rachel was barren.
yes.
Okay, so Leah bears son after son after son after son. 4 of them.
Yeah, we've got
4 of them.
Reuben.
The first 3, she gives names that are all complaints.
Yeah.
And the 4th one says, well, now I will praise the Lord. And his name is Judah.
And that's the one that Christ comes through.
And that's the one that Christ comes
Yeah, because like Reuben, because the Lord has looked upon my affliction, for now my husband will love me. right?
Yes.
Imagine being Reuben, and I named you this so that your dad would love me. Mom, like,
Oh, Mom.
Mom. And then, like you said, Simeon. Because the Lord has heard that I am hated, he has given me this son also.
Yes. The Lord hates me. Here, look at you.
And then when Levi is born, now this time my husband will be attached to me, right? I'll finally get the love I want. And then, finally she just breaks down. And this time I will praise the Lord. Okay, this time I'm praising God. Forget the rest of y'all. I'm just, yeah.
Okay, now let's think about this. We're going to have to think about this in terms of the timing of things. We need to do this because you might come to believe that Joseph is the youngest.
Right, but he's not.
No, he's not. He's not the youngest in here. As you go through chapter 30, this is the prize bull chapter.
Oh, yeah.
where Jacob is
being hired out.
he's being hired out
between his wives.
Okay, so Rachel starts the business.
Yeah.
She's envious. She doesn't have any children.
Yeah.
She wants to have children. So Jacob, here's my maid.
Yeah.
Okay, who's this maid?
Bilhah.
Bilhah is the maid's name. Okay, so Jacob, he's already had to toss his monogamy aside. Well, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
We warned you at the beginning that this was going to be a weird episode.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Bilhah is in the picture now. Bilhah is a servant.
Yeah.
Bilhah
like
the
Hagar.
servant.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, think about this in terms of God's grand scheme. God intends to win the world, and he intends to do it through his promised Messiah. He intends to build a people. He intends to build a people, and that people is going to be a light to the nations. The nations are going to look at that nation, and they're going to marvel at its laws, and they're going to say, what God is there that has laws like this? And we should be like this. Okay? This is what God's whole project is, to point to Jesus,
Yep.
the Messiah, who is going to win the world.
And it comes from here.
So God's desire is not just, it's not just the people of God. There's not just the people in these stories. God welcomes people in
Yeah.
from everywhere, and we're shown it clearly here.
Yep.
You know, Jacob's got these two wives. He didn't intend to have two, but they both give their maidens, their servant girls
To him.
him.
Yeah.
And they become mothers of Israel.
Yeah. Well, and you've got Dan, right? Bilhah bears Dan.
Yeah.
Immediately, another son.
Yeah. And he's a son that is a lasting tribe in Israel.
Yep. And then she conceived again, and that's where you get Naphtali.
Yeah. But neither Dan nor Naphtali later on are regarded as servants. They're brothers.
They're full brothers.
They're full brothers.
Yes.
They're right in there.
Samson comes from Dan. Samson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now then Leah over here in the corner, she's watching all these shenanigans.
Right.
And she's like, I've not had any kids.
And it says she ceased bearing children. I wonder how long she had to wait between children before she realized that.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
know.
she had them like 1 year, and second year, third year, fourth year,
Here, and then nothing fifth or sixth.
and nothing fifth or sixth.
That's possible, yeah.
That seems likely to me.
Yeah, because then Dan and at least Judah are contemporaries. Dan might be contemporary with Levi or Simeon.
Right. So Rachel gets jealous.
Yeah.
This has got to be after two children, probably from Leah, where she starts to get jealous, gives
Bilhah.
Jacob Bilhah.
Yeah.
So is Dan the first of Bilhahs?
Yeah. Dan's the first.
So
Bilhah.
Dan is probably the same age as, or maybe a little bit older than Judah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Maybe.
right in that time.
It's somewhere right in that range. Okay.
All these boys are right around the same age.
They are.
Oh yeah, this
There's
is
a
why
whole
there's
bunch
trouble later.
Yeah.
Like you get a you get a bunch of 6-year-old boys together. What happens? Trouble.
That's what happens when they throw the youngest one in the pit.
Yeah. Oh
Yes. Yeah. They're a whole bunch of hot-headed upper teenagers in early 20s.
Yeah. They're all the same age.
That's happening where this is happening. Okay, so you got 4 kids from Leah. You've got
2 from
2 from Bilhah. Somewhere in there, Joseph has to be born somewhere in that group, somewhere right around Judah, maybe a little bit younger. There might be a couple of the sons of the concubines that are his age.
Yeah,
But
because
he's got to be right in the midst. And we know he's got to be right in the midst because we know that Jacob was 90 years old when he was born.
yeah,
We know that.
yeah,
Okay, in the later part of Genesis, when Jacob is standing before Pharaoh, Pharaoh asks him how old he is. He says, I'm 130. Well, if you do the math, you find out that Joseph was 40 at that time.
right. So 130 minus
So
40 is
Jacob
90.
was 90 when Joseph was born. He was 84 when he was given the wives.
Right. So you've got
That's 6
6
years.
years. Yeah. No, this is all happening very quickly.
Right.
Yeah, and then because we now have Zilpah coming into the mix.
Okay, Zilpah comes into the mix.
Yeah. So and she has another son.
Yeah, she has Gad and she has Asher. Zilpah has those. And then there's this wheel and deal thing for the mandrakes that takes place, where Jacob, when I described him in my song as a prize bull, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you thought the history wouldn't get weirder.
Yeah. And we've gone deep weird, deep weird.
Yes.
So Reuben in this story is probably only 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
He's not a teenager. He's a boy.
Yes.
He finds these mandrakes
Yeah.
and he brings them to his mom. And then Rachel's like, "Hey, bring me some, or give me some of your son's mandrakes." So what's with the mandrake? Well, it's a
I don't know.
it.
I think of a duck with a green head.
That's a drake. A mandrake is actually a plant.
Okay.
And it's a I forget what the technical term for it is. It's like a natural Viagra.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Or a poison. I'm not entirely sure. Plant. Yeah, just 1 second. Mandrake, they're a stemless perennial herb with large tap roots that can grow up to 2 feet in length.
Okay.
And they flower ranging in color from yellow green to bluish purple. It can, if you eat it or ingest it, it can cause up to hallucinations. And large doses can be fatal. So, but it was associated in the ancient
It's an
world
aphrodisiac.
with aphrodisiac. Yeah, well, that's the term I was looking
Right.
for, an aphrodisiac. So
Which is why they're
fighting over it.
negotiating about it.
Yeah. And she's like, "I want some of that."
And Leah hires him.
Yeah.
Hires him with this.
Yeah. So, because she knows what her sister wants. Like,
Right.
Well, it's
they're in bitter competition.
so chaotic. Like verse 16, you must come into me, for I have hired you with my son's mandrakes. So he lay with her that night. I'm just like, it's so chaotic.
Jacob comes in from the field and he's like, "What?
Oh, okay.
What?"
And God listened to Leah.
Yeah.
And she conceived and bore Jacob a fifth son,
God has given me my wages. Issachar.
Issachar.
And a sixth son.
It's
Zebulun.
really quite something,
Yeah.
this story.
And then after Zebulun, you've got Dinah, the daughter.
Yes. It's interesting that it says this is after Zebulun is born. Afterward, she bore a daughter and called her name Dinah. I think Dinah was probably a babe in arms when they left.
Yeah, so she's quite a bit.
I think that's probably the case.
Yeah, because if he's with Laban a second 7 years, and all of this happens, like Joseph's being born in
Joseph's
the 6th year.
born on the 6th year. There's 14 years until he leaves Paddan Aram.
But he didn't get the wives until the 7th year. So that means that Joseph is a year old when he leaves Paddan Aram.
No.
Did I do the math wrong?
Yeah, the math is not quite right. Joseph is 7 or something like that. If he's born in the 6th year of the marriage, that's the 13th year of Jacob's stay.
Yeah, no, I mean like for Joseph's age when he would have left, when Joseph would have left.
That's
Paddan
what I'm
Aram.
thinking.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
6 years.
so if Joseph is born when Jacob is 90,
Yeah,
and Jacob arrives when he's 77,
right.
that's 13 years have elapsed. 13 years of the 20 have elapsed when Joseph is born.
Okay.
Which means that Joseph is 6 or 7 years old
Yeah.
when they exit Paddan Aram and head back to
Right,
the
because I
land.
just added the 2 sevens. I didn't add the other.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Okay, my math was at fault. We can edit that out or leave that in, whatever. Probably just leave it in.
Yes.
So,
Okay. So, anyways, here's a bunch of little 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old boys. 5-year-old,
rowdy home.
4-year-old.
Yeah.
You get down to Zebulun. Zebulun's probably the youngest of that bunch.
Yeah.
He might be 2 or 3. Okay,
yeah.
and up to like 10. Reuben's
Yeah.
And Laban's
Or
like,
13
what did
maybe.
I start?
Probably. Well,
his whole crowd.
yeah, and then in chapter 30:22, it says that God remembered Rachel.
Yes.
And God listened to her and opened the womb. So now
Yes.
she's no longer barren.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get the sense if you read this chronologically, you get the sense from this that Joseph's younger, but it just doesn't match the timeline. He's got to have been born
Yeah.
a bit earlier.
Yeah. So it's all together. All
Okay. Now,
these boys.
Rachel bears Joseph. Let's see, how old let's figure that she might have been 20
Yeah, give or take.
or 21 when she married Jacob. Okay, he worked 7 years for her. If she met her when she was 15, she was 22 when they got married. If 6 years elapsed, she was 28 when Joseph was born. Right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
That math works. So she'd be 28. Later on, when Rachel conceives again and dies in childbirth when Benjamin is born, she's got to be mid-40s.
Yeah, it's quite a bit later, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she didn't have the strength to bear that child.
Right.
It cost her life to bear that child. But the whole story here points out something that's really interesting later when the brothers go down to Egypt. If you remember that, they go down to Egypt and they're confronted with this fellow who's the ruler in the place of
The terrifying
the
Egyptian.
terrifying Egyptian.
Yeah.
And he asks them about home, and they tell him about this brother.
Right.
I think that's the first Joseph heard of it.
yeah.
He didn't know he had a brother because that brother was born quite a long time after he left the scene.
Yeah, he was gone by then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, in the chronology that we're currently in, as soon as Rachel had born Joseph, so as soon as Joseph is born, that's when Jacob goes to Laban and he's like, send me away that I may go to my own home and country.
Yes.
And Laban and him, then they get into...
That's year 13.
Yeah. Then they get into this weirdness
Yeah.
with spotted sheep.
Yeah. The spotted sheep thing.
I don't... What's with the spotted sheep?
You know, I remember reading a Answers in Genesis article
Okay, yeah.
about this, in which they're just castigating Jacob because that's who they think they're supposed to be castigating. He's engaging in sorcery or some kind of thing, some kind of useless thing he's engaging in his own flesh, and he's fighting, and he's not on God's side. He's blah 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 blah. Pound on Jacob because that's what.
Because God said he would be with him, and now he's
Evangelicals
getting a lot of stuff.
Anyways,
Yeah.
no.
So I have no explanation for the mechanics of why sticks in the feed trough would create a spotted sheep.
Yeah, you go try that at home. It won't work.
It won't work. Yeah, I may or may not have tried that with my grandmother's goats when I was a kid. It does not. This is not a scientific thing.
Well, unless you have sticks with, I don't know.
Instructions? I don't know. Yeah, like there were printed instructions for the sheep.
It tells us what kind of trees they were.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Like poplar trees, almond trees, and plane trees. Almond trees, those
almond
show
tree.
up a lot of times in the scripture.
They do
An
because
almond means watcher,
yeah, because an
one who
almond.
watches.
Aaron's rod, when put into the
Was
ark,
almond.
it budded almonds.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can try this. I mean,
I feel like there probably is a science to it, but
Yeah, I'm a little doubtful there's a science to it, but there is. I think, a promise from God in
Yes.
it. Remember,
Yes.
later on, when Jacob and Rachel and Leah are talking about, we got to run, we got to get out of here.
Yep.
When they're talking about it, Jacob talks about a dream, how God showed him in a dream about spotted sheep and speckled sheep. I think God told him to do those things.
Yeah. And so he did.
And so he did.
He acted faithfully.
Yeah.
So whatever the sticks were, I don't know, printed instructions for the sheep. But God told him to do it, and he did it, and that's faith.
And that's faith.
Yeah.
That's Jacob acting by faith. He's not looking for sorcery. He's not looking for power from below. That's not Jacob's way.
No, he's doing
Jacob
what God
is a
told him.
man of faith, and he's acting like a man of faith. When the scripture enjoins us to consider the patriarchs and to imitate their faith, that's what we're supposed to do. Yep. We are supposed to imitate their faith. We're not supposed to look at the things that they do and say, that's unbelief.
Right.
No. That's faith.
Yes.
That's faith working itself out. That's men of God like Jacob acting in faith, not acting in unbelief.
And when he's talking to his wives, he says that your father does not regard me. He's cheated me my wages.
Yeah.
And his wives are sitting there like, yeah, we've seen this, seen it. Yep. And he said, God
It's
protected
one of
me.
the first times that Rachel and Leah agreed on anything.
Yeah. They're like, yep, he's cheated you. Dad's been bad to you. And then he's like, but the God of my father has been with me.
Yeah.
And then he says, God did not permit him, that is Laban, to harm me.
Yeah.
Right. So Jacob is praising God, accurately assessing the situation, doing what God said to do in the dream.
Yeah.
He's acting faithfully.
Yeah.
And then the wives, this is great. Then Rachel and Leah answered and said to him, is there any portion or inheritance left to us in our father's house? Are we not regarded by him as foreigners? For he has sold us, and he has indeed devoured our money.
Yeah.
Like these ladies, they know what's going on here. All the wealth that God has taken away from our father belongs to us and to our children. Now then, whatever God has said to you, do.
Yeah. Okay, Jacob, do it.
Yeah. His wives make this statement.
Yes. They're right in line now.
This is great. This is one of the best parts of the story.
This is one of the really cool things. You watch this whole thing coming together. It happens in fits and starts, but God is building Israel.
Yes.
And Israel works together. Israel works together. When they're acting as Israel, they're working together. When they're acting to further their own interests, they're not acting as Israel, and disaster happens.
Yeah. So you got the women competing with each other, and then this is later.
Yeah.
This is at the end of that period.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they worked together. So then he arose and set his sons and wives on camels, drove away all the livestock, all the property, all the livestock in his possession that he had acquired in Paddan Aram.
Yeah.
He's heading home.
Yeah.
And then in verse 19, Rachel randomly goes into her father's house and steals his gods. Why would you do that?
There's part of me says, Rachel, what'd you do that for? And there's part of me that says, well, yeah, his gods are useless.
Yeah, look at how she treats these gods with utter contempt.
Yeah, she's sitting on them when Laban comes into her tent. Dad, I can't get up. It's that time of month.
But I mean, if it were that time of month, according to Leviticus, she's defiled them.
Yes.
By sitting on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, this is hysterical. Like, she's not stealing these gods so she can worship them.
She's just trying to piss him off.
Yeah. So, another thing about this whole flight, right? So he tricks his father-in-law. He didn't tell him.
Didn't tell him.
And he crosses the Euphrates. So Paddan Aram is on the other side of the Euphrates. He crosses the Euphrates and goes into the hill country of Gilead. So that's over by
That's
the north end of...
all the way down to the northern end of Israel.
Yeah. So that's like Galilee, Golan Heights area.
Yeah.
Laban finds out on the third day. It takes 3 days This is a 3-day thing.
This is a 3-day thing. That follow that out in the Bible. You'll find a whole bunch of stuff that happens on the third day that are all similar. There's lots of things that are connected to a third day event.
And ultimately, we're talking about the resurrection.
Yeah.
Ultimately. So this is a type of resurrection. So he pursues him for 7 days. So he heard about it on the third day, and it took him 4 days to make up the difference. So 7 days.
Yeah. You
caught
can
up
travel
to him.
fast when you're not herding sheep.
This is true. But God came to Laban. Now, God comes to Laban. God's been speaking to Jacob in dreams several times. And now he comes to Laban. Be careful not to say anything to Jacob, either good or bad. God comes to this fellow and he says, you shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Whoops. So he catches up. And Laban says to Jacob, what have you done that you tricked me and driven away my daughters like captives of the sword? So he's accusing him of stealing his own wives.
Or of his own daughters.
Yeah. So
And yet they say, as they were saying
Yeah.
to Jacob, well, there's nothing left for us here.
yeah, he robbed us.
he robbed us.
So why do you flee secretly, right? So it's secret. And why did you not tell me? So that I might have sent you away with mirth and songs with tambourine and lyre. Like, yeah, right. That's right. Would he have?
Nah.
Nah.
No, he enjoyed making Jacob work for him.
Yeah, he was making
He
lots of
would
money.
probably try to convince him to stick around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and he did. Yeah, I mean, he changed his wages 10 times, Jacob says.
Yeah.
That's a dirty pool every time.
Yeah.
Is changing his wages. And he would change them to the impossible.
Yes.
Like the first time, Jacob proposed doing this, he said, well, all the white sheep,
Right.
all the white sheep are. Did Jacob say those are going to be yours?
Yeah, I think it's the white sheep go to
or-
Laban and the dark sheep go to Jacob, I think.
Yeah, it was something like that. And then Laban immediately takes all the sheep of any stripes or color and moves them away a 3 days journey away from Jacob. So Jacob has to get spotted and such sheep
speckled
from
sheep,
white
yeah.
from white ones.
Yeah. Because
Okay,
Laban is thinking that he can't do that. There's sorcery here.
Yeah.
He can't do that.
Yeah,
But this is an act of God.
yeah,
And it's just happening.
yeah.
So we know that Laban's a bit of a liar. He's telling a tall tale here.
So Jacob is 84 when he gets married. There are 14 years remaining. That means that he's 98 when he leaves.
Yep.
97 or 98, somewhere right in there. He's 77 when he arrives. He's 77 or 78.
Yep.
He's 97 or 98 when he heads back. So it's 20 years. So it's interesting that this whole mess in Genesis 30 and 31, the end of 29, this whole mess is the seed bed for the Israel that God is building. That's just amazing when you think about it on the face of things. God is gathering a people, and look at the mess out of which it came.
Oh yeah. Right. Like this is messy. This really is. I mean, Laban, he comes with accusation. He's accusing Jacob. And then he tells Jacob, yeah, your God told me not to do anything to you.
Right.
Well, and then the promised son came out of Laban's deception of Jacob.
Yep, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we got this Rachel sitting on the gods.
Yeah.
And then Jacob gets mad at Laban and berates him. It says, and he berated him.
He berated him.
That really took a while.
His rating went down.
His rating went down. He berated.
That really took a while for Jacob to speak his mind, eh?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did. It did. Yeah. So,
They set up this altar.
yes, and they set up another altar.
They both call them different things.
Yes.
Laban calls it Jagar Sahadutha,
Right.
which means it's Aramaic for the heap of witness. And Jacob called it Galeed, which is apparently Hebrew for the heap of witness.
Yes.
Okay, so a heap of witness between you and me that neither of us are going to cross past this place for the harm of the other.
Yep. And they also named it Mizpah, so it got 3 names.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And Mizpah means watchpost.
Okay. So it seems like then there is at least there's at least concord or agreement when Jacob and Laban separate. Early in the morning, Laban arose and kissed his grandchildren and his daughters and blessed them. Then Laban departed and returned home.
So yeah, they came to something.
They came to some kind of
A peace treaty.
a peace treaty. That's a good way to think of it. Out of one disastrous situation and into another,
Yes.
Yeah.
he comes home, meets Esau. Well, he doesn't meet him yet.
Not
But
yet.
there's a 2 or 3 chapter build up.
To Esau. Should we take up that in our next episode?
I wonder.
Yeah.
We're at 1 hour and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving along here.
Okay.
But yeah, he's going from the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah.
Or so he perceives.
Yes.
So he perceives.
But then we find out. But we'll leave you all hanging on a
It's been
cliff.
20 years since he saw Esau. So
It has been, yeah.
Yeah.
So Esau is still large in his mind. The Esau that he knew
Yeah.
is the Esau that he thinks is waiting for him.
I think we've still got enough time to deal with 32.
32?
Let's deal with 32
Okay,
because
32
that
is
gets
good.
us up to Peniel.
Right.
Okay? Let's work our way through this. So Jacob comes back and he meets God again in the night. God, this is God's camp, he says, and he called the name of that place Mahanaim,
Yep.
which means 2 camps. So how does Esau become aware that Jacob is coming with all his stuff?
Jacob sends messengers.
Jacob sends messengers before him. And he sends bribes. Okay, he sends a whole bunch of sheep in one group.
Yeah.
He sends a whole bunch of donkeys in another group.
He's got them all divided.
Yeah. And he sends all these pacifiers ahead of him because he remembers Esau.
Yeah, and he remembers his wrath.
And he remembers his wrath.
Yeah. And that he's got 400 men with him.
Well, he finds that out.
Yeah.
The messenger returned to Jacob saying, "We came to your brother Esau, and he's coming to meet you, and there are 400 men with him." That sounds like a war party.
Yep, it does. And Jacob was greatly afraid and distressed. Yeah. Now he splits up into these groups, right?
Yeah.
But he also prays. He talks to God.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. So it's very interesting. He kind of the things he says to him. To God, I am not worthy of the least of all of the deeds of your steadfast love and of the faithfulness you have shown to your servant. For with only my staff I crossed this Jordan, and now I have become 2 camps.
Yeah.
Right. So he's laying out, God, you've done all this for me. Now please deliver me from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, right, that he will come and attack me, the mothers with the children. But you said, and he's reminding God of what he said, you said, I will surely do you good and make your offspring as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. So he's calling on God, fulfill your promise.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, faithfulness.
Interesting. The name of the place is called Mahanaim, 2
Yeah,
camps.
2 camps.
And then when he's praying to God, he says, well, look, I came out here with my staff, and now I'm 2 camps.
Yeah. Look, 2 camps.
Yeah, that's very cool.
It is.
Okay, so there's a whole chapter in which he's making preparation and in which he's praying to God that the presence will be enough to appease
Yep.
Esau.
And then he
stays alone in the camp at night. He sends everybody over the river.
Yep.
What river is this?
This would be the Jordan? Oh, no, across the ford of the Jabbok.
The ford of the Jabbok.
So, yeah, they're on the east side of
East
the river.
side. It's a river that runs into the Jordan from the east.
So he's on the east side heading south. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they all crossed the Jabbok. He was left alone.
Yeah.
And a man wrestled with him until the breaking of the day. And then the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob. So this random dude, like this is how this reads.
Yeah.
A random dude just shows up in their wrestling.
You know, Jacob is preeminently in the scripture a wrestler.
Yeah.
Like that you want to describe who he is, that's a good word.
And his wives are wrestlers too.
Yep. He's always wrestling.
He's always wrestling. He was wrestling with Esau in the womb. He was wrestling with his father for a long, long time, and with Esau. You know, he wrestles with him over the birthright. He wrestles with Isaac and with his long time intended subversion of God's covenant. And Jacob is trying to figure out. He's wrestling. He's making moves here and there. Tricks are not outside of the bounds when you're in a wrestling match.
That's true.
Right? And,
He's wrestling with Laban.
and then he wrestles with Laban for 20 years. He's wrestling with Laban, and he comes out here. He's almost back in the land, and some guy comes and wrestles with him
All night.
98-year-old Jacob.
MMA superstar. Because this guy had to resort to a trick to beat him. He had to touch his hip socket so that his hip was put out of joint.
Yes.
And then he said, "Let me go, for the day is broken." So this guy put his hip out and then told Jacob to let go, which means that Jacob did not let go with a dislocated hip. Okay, so let that sink in.
That would hurt.
That would hurt. Oh, yeah. And then Jacob says, "I will not let you go unless you bless me."
Who did Jacob think he was wrestling?
Yeah, I think Jacob thought he was wrestling God.
You think Jacob thought that?
I don't think at that point yet.
Well, because why would he ask for a blessing from a man?
Well, he
that's true.
wants Esau to bless him.
Yeah, but this isn't Esau.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that. It's dark.
Well, I think he knows that because wrestling in the dark, I mean,
Maybe.
maybe. But he, and then the guy says, "What's your name?" Right? And he says, "Jacob." And now this is very clearly the point where Jacob does
Yes,
know this.
Yeah.
Jacob does realize it
Yeah.
toward
when,
the end.
When he says, "Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel,
Yeah.
for you have striven with God and men and have prevailed."
Yes. Yeah, Esau couldn't say things like that and wouldn't say things like that to him.
And then Jacob says, "Please tell me your name." But he said, "Why is it that you ask my name?" And there he blessed him. So Jacob called the place, the name of the place Peniel, saying, "For I have seen God face to face, and yet my life has been delivered." And the sun rose up as he passed Penuel, limping because of his hip.
Yes.
So he limps out of there.
And it ends bizarrely. To this day, therefore, the people of Israel do not eat the sinew of the thigh that is on the hip socket, because he touched the socket of Jacob's hip on the sinew of his thigh.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I don't know what to do with that passage. Maybe there's some deep Christological
There could be.
stuff, but I don't know it.
It
If there is.
we'll get Jim Jordan on it. We'll send him an email. But yeah, I mean, he limps out of there victorious, but he's vindicated.
He's vindicated. Jacob the wrestler, in all his wrestlings, comes to this point, and it's almost like a graduation. Okay, Jacob, you're done wrestling school. You've made it, and you even beat God in the final.
Yeah, this is the big bad boss.
Right.
Yeah.
So Jacob the wrestler, I think that Christian people are supposed to learn from Jacob the wrestler.
Yes.
Stop pointing out what you think are his sins and start imitating him according to how he wrestles. There's lots of stuff to learn from Jacob about perseverance.
Yep.
There's lots of stuff to learn from Jacob about
Patience.
picking your battles, about patience.
Yeah.
Lots of things.
Lots of things.
Okay? Jacob is full of this kind of thing. He's the preeminent Bible character for teaching us how to fight the fight of faith. Fight the good fight of faith. He's the guy.
Yep. And it's a long wrestling that he has.
Yeah.
The Apostle Paul talks about training so as not to run
Yeah, so that you don't run in vain.
in vain. Yeah. He talks about boxing, but not so as he's beating the air.
Yeah.
Right. And he talks also about the reward of perseverance. And he's riffing off of Jacob.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it looks to me like we've made it through chapter 32 of Genesis. We're going to pick up Jacob coming back into the land in chapter 33. The next time we take up a discussion on Jacob, we are the Chinook podcast, and we've been discussing our way through the book of Genesis. We hope this is valuable to you as you consider the ways of God, consider the things that he's revealed in his word. And we hope that the Lord blesses you greatly as you submit yourselves to him. Do go to church.
Yes.
Do love the Lord with heart and soul and mind and body. Do hit subscribe when you have our podcast going, and share it around. We'd love for this discussion to be wider.
Indeed.
So, a blessing to you all. It's been a pleasure having this conversation.